Force on Force features the largest and strongest outdoor military organization in the country. These are the men and women who make it possible to enjoy the freedom to hunt and fish. It is with great pride that we bring you Force on Force podcast, coming to you from the Force on Force Talk.
Hey, welcome to the Force on Force Talk. I'm your host, Shawn Dalrymple. We're here on location at the Woodward, Oklahoma, at the Rod and Racks Sports and Outdoor Expo. We're going to talk a little bit today about fishing for freedom we got coming up next week. And we may talk a little bit about deer hunting. You never know. We always got some cool things, especially because I got my two lease buddies here, Rory, Layne, and Justin Snow is. But really going to talk because Rory and I worked really hard on the fishing for freedom, and Snow is kind of helping us out this year because we really talk about that. We got a lot of stuff going on. Welcome to the podcast, guys. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Thanks, Shawn. Thanks for the invite. I'm pretty happy to be here. First time on the podcast with you. So,
oh, is it?
Yeah. We got a newbie. We got a fresh one. Yeah. We're gonna see how it's kind of training. Hey, quickly, everybody. I want to share a video, and everybody. I was having this discussion all the time, man. And everybody wants to. We hear all these lead anglers talking about how tough it is on the road, and I got to do this and that, and everybody wants to learn how to be successful in this business. Like everybody doesn't kind of understand what it takes to be successful with the TV shows, and because nobody, I joke about it, nobody takes it. Nobody pays you to hunt and fish, and I joke about that because, man, I drove 13 hours.
13 hours. I drove 6.
We drove about 6.
6 to get here to do the shows that support all our sponsors and everything that we do, and so we're going to share a little video how we get the fish to the fish tanks to do this. And so, I mean, it's a constant grind out there. We're constantly
a lot of working parts,
a lot of grind. We're always constantly meeting and with sponsors, and it's just so much goes into this, and really so much goes into what we do for fishing for freedom out there. And we're here in Woodward, Oklahoma, and we're here, we're going to share this. We're at the Airbnb. What Airbnb did you get for us, Roy?
It's an old funeral home.
Yeah, it's a little creepy. It's pretty open space, but as Roy said, for a funeral home, but it's kind of creepy. Lots of rooms.
Lots of antiques.
Hey, you can bet, only some military guys could be comfortable staying in an old funeral home. I mean, we've stayed in a lot worse. I mean, you don't really get kind of creeped out.
I know I can look at that wall right over there and picture the coffin sitting there with all the chairs out here.
Yeah.
That and they kind of already preparing us for our demise because every mattress in this house is like concrete.
Yeah, they are. But hey, we're always happy to be out here supporting this Expo. So let's talk about fishing for freedom. This is our second year to put on the Fishing for Freedom event there at Lake Belton, Fort Cavasso area. A lot of fun that we're going to have today, Roy.
Yes, it is. We're going to have a blast. We're going to have a lot of partners donating a lot of products for you guys to get in on the raffle. We're going to have ramps. We're going to have Strike King. We're going to have Dakota batteries, Willie Peace baits.
We got power pole.
They got. Don't forget, we got Luz that just donated again a bunch of rods for us.
Yeah, all the soldiers.
Precision sonar leashes.
Yeah, we got precision sonar leashes that's going to be out for grab. We got Ant Marine. Here's
2 certificates for Ant Marine.
So a lot of cool stuff from a lot of partners out there. And then, been some companies that came in with some money partners. YX, we're giving out 100 sunglasses to the first 100 boaters out there that registered and signed up. And so it's always a fun time. I mean,
we also have that drawing for the boaters too, for the HDS 10 Pro. Every boater would be able to get a chance to get in on that drawing.
Yeah, that's a big thanks to Lawrence out there coming up forward to do that with that HDS 10 Pro to really say thanks to the boaters. That brings up an interesting thing. Talk about how important, Roy, it is for the boaters and what we kind of need from the boaters right now.
What we need from the boater, we need a lot of boaters to sign up. We got a lot of soldiers without boaters right now, and we depend on the boaters on this program to help us out because they're all volunteer. They do this out of the kindness of their heart and what they think about the soldiers and everything. So everything comes out of their pocket. Have fun, take a soldier fishing. A lot of these soldiers never even fished before in their life.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of cool. I'm going to kind of challenge all the people here in Texas because I'm going to tell you guys a little story.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
story time.
Yeah, story time here on the podcast. So if you guys have ever been around, how I kind of got started with some of this was put on a similar event called Warriors on the Water at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And we would take about 180 soldiers, sailors, airmen, and marine fishing every year. And so this is the kind of challenge that I threw out the gauntlet. So every year we would open up the boaters registration and on September 11th. By midnight on September 11th, we had every boater spot maxed out and had a waiting list. And this is North Carolina. And I mean, Texas always claims about they do everything bigger and better.
Here we go.
Bigger and better in Texas. So I really want to see it. I mean, I want to challenge everybody to prove that they do. I mean, right now, you got to get out and support the.
Yes, come out and support us and everything. We got Rudy's Barbecue at Stevens on Friday night. And then we got at the weigh-in, we got the Elk Club coming out feeding the sausages and everything. So everybody's have a part in this. They're donating a lot of their time and money to this. So please come out and support us.
Back to a 5-fish format this year. We got the guys over at Dean and those guys are
Tide Lines
doing the weigh-in. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got some really cool Gemini jerseys that we're going to be available to purchase. First ever jerseys for the event they're going to be $50 a piece to anybody that wants them that are available. So really cool with the design of the event.
Yeah, the earlier you come, the better selection you're going to have.
So we're excited about that from Fishing for Freedom. A lot of cool deals. So $17,000 payout in this tournament, and so that's really cool. $6,000 guaranteed first place prize. We're going to post all that. We just posted the timeline last night for the event for both days, the registration dinner and the actual tournament. Again, this is going to be a Force on Force, Army Guys and Force on Force episode for television. So we're looking at all kind of cool stories, anything like that we can kind of tell from that.
Yeah, that's the first thing we did last year is actually had episodes on our TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Going back to last year as our first time doing it for how many years previous was it? Then we kind of Army Bass Anglers came in.
Years or something like that.
But yeah, last year Army Bass Anglers came in, took it back over. We did through our sponsors last year, through Strike King and Lou's, we did a hourly weigh-in, big bass. So we changed the format back to a 5-fish limit this year. Hopefully we'll have a great turnout. I know you mentioned that we need more boaters. Can you speak on on how many soldiers are signed up? That a way we can kind of let.
We got 138 boaters right now, and we're still looking.
No, we got 138 non-boaters.
Oh, 38 non-boater. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And we only got 87?
Yeah, something like 87.
87 boaters.
So kind of almost half the field, we kind of need some more boaters. So with that being said, guys, get out here, get on the website, fishingforfreedom.org, and get signed up and get one of these soldiers out on the water. Hey, with that being said, you boaters that have served or haven't served, come on out. It's like Shawn said, this is Texas. Let's show some support for our military and get these guys on the water, because you never know. These guys may tell you a life-changing story that may change your life as well on the water with them.
Yes, you do. I mean, I've took soldiers fishing out there before, and they never even seen a fishing pole.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You think everybody knows how to hunt or fish.
Yeah, that's what I really think is cool about these events. I've done it even when I was putting on the one at Bragg Lee. It was cool to take the soldiers out, because the stories that you just hear from those couples, and when you have one of them telling this the best day they've ever had in their life, it really makes.
Yes, it does.
I get to do this all the time, and they get to share that with people who don't. It makes a world of difference to those guys.
Puts a smile on their face.
It does. It may only seem like one day, but one day can make a huge difference to these individuals, and that's what it's all about. I mean, giving back a little bit to everybody that's kind of given so much and sacrificed everything. We're to a point, I think, that we kind of forgotten. 20 plus years of combat, we kind of like almost become numb to the fact of that. And I think we need to be kind of re-energized to say thank you, because, I mean, we're still like, I mean, people are still being put in harm's way as we speak. I mean, I always talk about this. I mean, just the training environment that we put our guys in is dangerous. You know?
Yeah, everything they go through is really dangerous and gets in your head and all that, you know. And even though nothing's going on right now, but these guys are preparing in case something does, so we can live in this free world like we do.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, every morning you wake up on a military garrison. First thing comes is your 6:30, 6 o'clock PT formation, and then after PT's over, it's straight into the daily business on your soldiering, on your job. And these guys train day in, day out on when they're going to deploy. They don't know when they're going to deploy yet. They don't know when the orders come down, even though, like Roy said, nothing's going on right now, but doesn't mean something can't happen tomorrow.
Yeah, and I think that's what this is all about. I think that's a really cool deal to get back. So, you know, we're here at Woodward, Oklahoma. Again, we'll be here this weekend. We'll get ready to go down to Fishing for Freedom about midweek. So it's kind of fun. The other thing we got going on, it's deer season, isn't it, guys?
Yes.
It's
coming up.
Well, for me, it's deer season.
Well, in Kentucky, maybe.
Yeah.
In Texas, we still got about 25 days, something like that. Or maybe less. Maybe a little less than that.
For archery season.
For archery.
Yeah, so I had a pretty cool encounter the other day. We'll talk about that in a minute. I mean, but really, we've been working on our lease here in Texas. I mean, Rory and I spent a day out there working, and then Snow came out there and worked a couple of days with me.
Yeah, he's worked a couple of days with me.
Yeah, we did a lot of mowing. It was two Sundays in a row, I think.
Yes, it was.
We've done a lot of mowing, got some cameras up, filled some deer feeders, fixed a couple blinds. 2 days of work. It's rough getting stuff ready for season when you're only out there once a year.
Yeah, you gotta prep it and get everything ready to go. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into it, and I think it's kind of.
But it's fun work.
It is fun work.
It's relaxing. Get away from it.
It is. I think when we did 2 days, but we decided there's probably another 2 or 3 days worth of work still out there, just up on the, for the cabin's perspective of things, where we're going to sleep at night if we stay out there. There's always something to do.
There is. There's always something going on. And, I think but that's the fun part about deer camp is getting it ready. I mean, I got a couple of properties, but probably my funnest is going out to our lease here in Texas because it is so everywhere. My other two places I go, I'm really like, when am I going? I'm staying at mom's house.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. But that's truly when we go out there, we go to deer camp and we're out there isolated away from everybody. It's kind of
peaceful,
quiet out there. You're just really isolated. We might try and sneak out there and do some hog hunting this week.
Well, yeah, them things are trying to take us over.
Yeah. That's a cool thing. We got the wise eye trail camera, so we're seeing like what's coming in on a daily basis.
Well, them hogs are getting really brave. They're coming in at noon and not even caring.
Yeah, they don't care. So we're going to go out there and do a little bit of hog management, maybe in between that, fishing for freedom, get out there and take care of the bacon out there and see what we can kind of manage with those things. Because, I've seen some couple of good bucks out there so far. It's been a lot of fun to get out there and do that because I think that's a good fun. We actually filmed a little bit of the TV show out there last year. Mm-hmm. It was that's going to get ready to air for Army buck hunters all day. So it was a cool thing to see us to kind of work in and getting all that and putting the effort in there and because we're going to do a little bit of different stuff this year for season 7 of Army buck hunters. We're actually going to just do the shooting competition, and then we're going to do some self-filming stuff, hunts.
Letting the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, we are, but we already kind of let the cat out of the bag because we put out a casting call out there, for people to apply to be a part of it. Not just us, but like any military that wants to, any military member, past, present, that wants to be a part of it, they can apply to be part of season 7. They just got to fill out the application because we're going to get together and have a training session, talk about how we're going to do all that stuff, do it remotely. So,
it's going to be a different season. It's going to be something different than you folks have seen before.
Yeah, it will. We'll air the current season will air 1st of October. So it's really, really neat to do that. I mean, that's why I'm already out deer hunting in Kentucky. I've been out on 2 sets. funny story.
Yeah. All the workload's on me. He's out hunting.
No.
Me and you. Yeah.
Well, I guess I did hunt Sunday afternoon while y'all were out there on the deer lease. But, I mean, our deer season it always opens the first Saturday of September in Kentucky. And, yeah, I see, I've got some does first scent I'm out there. But I really go out that first scent as kind of a rehearsal to like figure out like how I want cameras in the stand, things like that to make sure everything's
yeah. Because every year different when you're setting up.
Every year we go out there and I have to set up cameras for self filming, and it's a little bit different. And then you gotta figure this out. Snow is like you gotta like how you set up shooting an animal, and then how you set up to shoot an animal with a camera. That's a whole nother piece of it. So I'm out there doing a little bit of rehearsal, like how to figure out like, is the camera set in the right position? Is, cause like you got to get in there first couple of times to kind of figure it out. And so, and then also I'll record some content. Like, so literally the first time I'm out there, I record a video to kind of complement what we've already kind of done with that casting call we put out there.
Yes.
On social media. I mean, everybody's seen it. And so the night before I'm going to come out here, I'm back in the stand, and believe it or not, I get a lot of work done when I'm in the deer stand because I'm always like working on things to get it out there and get it done. And so yeah, I'm back in the deer stand, and I got a picture during the night prior on the Wise Eye trail camera. I had a pretty good buck coming in, but I couldn't really get. I mean, I could see mass of the antlers and all kind of these things, but I needed to get a good, like, you still got to get a good visual picture.
How big he is, how old he is.
Well, at night, with the IR mode at night, it's hard to get and so I want to really get a good picture of him. Cause for one, I don't know if he's still in velvet or not, cause they're right there on that edge. And so you don't know if that's the mass from hard-horned or that's the velvet, right? So I had no been in the stand 10 minutes Tuesday night, and I'm in the middle of like posting that video, literally getting ready to hit send to post it to Buck Hunter's page. And I walked that deer.
He blew mine Patrick's phone up.
I'm like trying to like scramble to like figure out, like, I'm not even like really contemplating like ready if I'm going to shoot this deer or not. Like I'm like thinking I got like a whole hour to get ready to like figure out if I'm going to like, so like in a matter of like if I go from like being like nice and calm to I got like a matter of like 2 minutes, I got to make a decision on whether I'm going to like
make sure your camera's rolling,
rolling, everything. Like the camera had already been rolling, but I mean, make sure that I'm just ready to go, because here's literally what happened. And this is always why I do this. I always have a spare release in my bag. Because literally when I got into the tree stand, I was setting the camera up and I hit my release on my bow and it fell off on the ground. So I had been through a little bit at first, but thankfully I have that spare release. I just reached down in my inside bow bag and pulled that release out and then put it up there and on my bow. And so I was good to go. Got my release and everything, but I'm already like a little bit aroused. I'm thinking I can't make sure I don't knock anything because I know I'm already down to one release, right?
You're not sure you're going to scare him off and want him to be able to get a good look at him.
I want to get a good look at him. So I'm trying to get, I got my Hawk Optics binos. And so I get him up on him and man, he's a beautiful buck. And we showed a video to the page last night. Nice mass on him. And he had just come out of velvet. He still had blood on his horns where he's hard horning up. Just probably he's a 4-year-old deer. I mean, you can tell. I mean, he doesn't have what I call that old man.
The wrinkles.
the turkey neck, that little sag, that beer belly sag to him. And I'm trying to see it in him. And I'm like, but I can't. And I'm just like, man, for what we only get that one tag, and I'm like, I know there's some bigger deer running around here, and so.
Well, plus you had to leave next morning.
I'm leaving the next morning.
Yeah, you don't need to be skinning the deer all night.
Yeah, I'm leaving the next morning. I'm like, man, I'm gonna let him walk. Now, if one of the boys had been there, that's a whole different story.
Yes,
I mean, for them to shoot a deer like that, that really kind of changes the dynamics. But for me, what we do. I wanted to let that deer walk. Beautiful deer. Asked me in about a month and a half, I might change my mind, but
he'll be back
when he's getting closer to the end of the season.
Yeah, but he
don't have tag.
He came.
Hadn't tagged out yet.
He came back in. He's probably running around about 10 minutes left. Come back in about an hour later, and then spend another 10 minutes back in there, and then left again. So he's in the area. But point being is, be rehearsals, all that stuff. Be ready. Early season is a real good time archery when they're just their senses are not up, and if you can get them in close like that, he had no clue that we're there. I'm in that Cooper hunting blind up there in that tree stand, and
that makes a heck of a difference there.
No difference. I got stows all around me, and I got the freedom to move, and especially when I'm self-filming, I can move around up in there and do some stuff. And so, I mean, I took it as far as I actually got my bow down the first time, because I'm trying to make a decision if he's the one, and I got my bow in the hand and got my binos in the other hand and looking, and I'm like, and I just can't do it.
See, he can sit here and talk about all this deer hunting and everything, and me and Justin over here still got to wait another month.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're archery hunting, you got a couple, about 20, 25 days. If you're archery, but you rifle hunt.
You ain't got that long, man. You got September.
What are we at? What's
September 28th?
Yeah. Well, I guess, yeah. Actually, it's 27th, isn't it?
Whatever.
There's 28th.
You're like.
I mean, we got pretty much about a week and a half.
Yeah.
But problem for me is I'm not going to get to probably hunt that first week, maybe not even that second week, because we'll be on the road. We got Fishing for Freedom coming up next weekend. We're here at Racks and Rods this weekend, next weekend, Fishing for Freedom. And then the following weekend after that, I don't know if you guys are traveling with me. I don't think you are, but I'll be traveling down to Corpus Christi to link up with Danny Jackson with the Army Redfish Anglers. And we'll be conducting season 2 Force on Force Army Redfish.
Yeah, that's
going to be a fun deal there. Danny's got a lot planned out this year. It's going to make it a really good show.
Yeah, they were just down in Costa Rica filming this past couple of days down there.
Oh, they caught some beautiful tarpon.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun episode that airs that he did with a nonprofit down there in Costa Rica. We saw some of the little bit of video clips that they shared, Deep Fork shared. So it's going to be pretty cool to see that episode. So you'll have fun down there, Redfish.
I'm looking forward to it. Season 1 last year was a blast. We're kind of a month later than last year. Yeah. So hopefully some bigger reds have pulled up. It'd be more schools of them. So we should have fun as long as hurricanes stay away.
Yeah, we'll see how it is.
Don't jinx yourself.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So, we got a lot going on, but, deer season's full swing. We're going to talk. We're trying to with all the stuff with forward-facing sonar and decisions with bass. We're trying to get somebody from Lawrence on to kind of talk about that whole thing,
about their feelings towards it and what they think the decisions were or should have been.
Yeah, we're working on that. We're pretty sure that's going to take place. We're just trying to find time and place on the podcast to do that. That's going to be a fun conversation because, I mean, I personally, a little teaser, I think probably bass got it right as close to what they needed to happen with it. So I think it'll be interesting to do.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of controversy out there with forward-facing sonar. We've got how many different circuits out there that put their own critique out there. Yeah, MLF, Bass, and then the newest one, MPFL, where they actually banned it. I don't know if that was a good decision or a bad decision. And I don't know if it was a good or bad decision for Bass or if good or bad decision on the MLF side.
Time will tell. We'll see how it all works out in the next couple of years.
But as we all say, the industry drives the market, so we'll see how it affects it.
Yeah, I think it's a good piece of it. So, but just more upcoming episode of the Force on Force podcast. Hey guys, make sure you go sign up for Fishing for Freedom. Go to fishingforfreedom.texas.org and sign up if you're in boat.
Yes, our website's back up and running. We're sorry it went down for overnight.
Hey guys, we enjoy being on the road. We enjoy bringing this podcast to you. If you want to know more about Army bass, buck, hog, duck, or redfish, go to ForceOnForceTV.com and check us out on Fishing for Freedom. Cool.
Thanks for listening to the Force on Force podcast. Join us next time as we dive into more topics from the Force on Force talk. For more information or to learn how to join the organization, visit our website at forceonforcetv.com.